space. If you ever need me, just call. I'ma come running, give it my all. Love is love, God wins. Keep your vibrations high and watch how your blessings.
Namaste, I say, salutations, salam, peace, peace, peace. How's everybody doing out there in the YouTube streets? It's getting ugly. It's getting ugly. We are now officially in the battle zone. And since we are in the battle zone, we are going to play music until we're 7 minutes into the video before we start the conversation. So just bear with us. We have to stay within the parameters to protect the page because, you know, someone is spamming the account. Someone is definitely spamming accounts, creating mayhem. Let's talk about it.
See what you're doing, baby, and I can't get behind it. See what you're doing, baby, and I can't get behind it. You hate with your whole chest, baby, you remind me of a little green man looking like slime. So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me, they love me. We wanna vibe with love is love.
Make sure y'all check out the new album on Spotify and other platforms. The new album is out. The YouTube, this album is out. Spotify, Amazon Music. Check it out.
When you started your channel to talk about other women, you love to throw a stone and then run and hide. Like it or not, you live your life online. And if I were you, I would wanna cry. Cause it must be hard to have such a sad life. But that's not my business, so I'm moving on. And I know the one thing that you hate the most. We wanna vibe with love is love. And all you haters get left in the dust. So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. This song's for you too, honey. We see what you're doing and we can't get behind it. We see what you're doing and we can't get behind it. A failed actor, isn't that
Talk about
right?
that.
So mad that they love me, they
We don't
love
know
me,
what
they
time
love me. Mad that they
OKT is
love me,
going to
they
go
love
live.
me, they love me.
We're going to
Mad
discuss
that
all
they
of that.
love me, they love me, they love me, they love me.
We're going to talk about all of that today.
We wanna vibe with love is love. And all you haters get left in the dust.
The tactics of YouTube is
So
simple.
mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love. We wanna vibe with love is.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Now, we will be turning the camera on today. That's one. That's one. Right? And we will be discussing a lot of things, you know? Now, well, we're not going to turn the camera on yet because, you know, I'm partaking in my morning activities, which is, you know, some coffee. But it's nice to show up, you know? It's nice to show up. Sometimes you got to show up. Right? Sometimes you got to show up, TikTok. Sometimes you got to show up. All right. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world today. It's a lot of stuff happening in the world today. Let's talk about it. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about all the stuff that's taking place in the world? I mean, let's start with YouTube. Let's start there. Okay? Let's start with YouTube. Let's start there. Let's start in this small sector that we're in. Let's start in this sector that we're in, where people have decided to literally come against other people's pages. And we sitting here trying to build, trying to move on to other things, speak about the farm, speak about the growth and development, speak about knowledge and wisdom. But they have decided to form groups against pages. We're defending, right? But I like what OKP said. I like what he said yesterday. He said, when y'all do this, what did he say? I can't remember his exact words, but he say, no, no, no. We don't separate. We don't divide. We gather. That's what he said. We don't separate. We don't divide. We gather. It is the time of the gathering. Huh? Get closer. Come on in. Get closer. We about to get real, real, real defensive. And see, the good thing about this is when they force us to unify, oh, the fight is that much more real. See, when you force us to unify, it's that more real. Because what we have witnessed is we have witnessed someone who came into the situation defending someone who they later determined was wrong. Therefore, everything you did in the defense of that person should be null and void. Any levels of attacks that was made at you during the time that you was defending the wrong should be wiped clean. But you come out of a notion of defending the wrong and you go right back into attack mode, attacking the same people that you was attacking when you were defending the person that was wrong. Sounds very strategic. Sounds very strategic. But we're going to step outside of that and speak about something a little bit different. Okay? Now, y'all know what's been going on with No Jumper and, 607 Unk. 607 Unk has been putting a lot of stuff out there regarding, ascension process, knowledge about God, or, whatever it is, idea that he think it is, so on and so forth. Now, before we jump, y'all got to, bear with me. We're going to be jumping around. So we're going to jump around real quick. I want to get into this video right here. And look, we are in, we are on high level alert. That's on YouTube and that's in America right now, right? So over here, if you can just go comment on some of my videos, go comment on some of my shorts, right? Watch the whole thing through, like the shorts, watch the whole short through, comment, like, possibly share, right? Do the things that's free. Right? You want to push somebody in the algorithm, do the things that's free, right? We already know that we got people aiming at our pages. So now this is where we ask our supporters to help us protect our pages. You see what's going on. You see, her attacking, OKP's page, right? The lituation. Shout out to OKP. Shout out to everything that he's got going on over there. Shout out to his growth and development. And I think later on today, Lady Leticia should be over there on his panel speaking about this persona that has decided to attack a group of people. Probably slightly above Mason. Probably above Mason. Yeah. Masons have to take their orders from somebody, and that's where we're at. Yes, so they are definitely begotten their wickedness right now. They got a lot of negative coming out. So look, we're gonna turn the camera off for a second because we're not finished, indulging in our, morning activity, but we will be turning the camera on more now. Okay, so You know, if y'all want to see me more, whatever the case may be, you got it. All right. So we're gonna turn the camera on more. You know, we're gonna get them something to talk about. We're gonna get them something to talk about. So far, all they got is my teeth. You know, that's all they got right now is my teeth. So we'll give them that. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is my teeth is real. And if I should happen to bite you with these mother suckers, they unique. And they definitely gonna know that I'm the one that bit you. When the dental records come back, you're gonna know it was me. For sure, for sure. So however you want to look at it, I'm happy with my real teethuses. You know what I mean? I don't need no veneers, no dentures, none of that. These is my real teethuses. Okay. So we're going to be turning the camera on more. And the revealing of this is just so much more to me. You know, if I'm being honest, to me, this is, in my opinion, this is where you show and prove. Because the problem with this world is they sit there and they fake a fraudulent image, but the truth is not in them. So we're going to be revealing a lot more, and the truth is going to prevail a lot more. We are on multiple pages. We won't be going live from the Energy of Atlas page or the Energy Atlas page. We will find something else for those pages. Maybe some type of way we can get the Energy Atlas page circulating in the Discord to where people can use that page somehow, some way. We'll do some Discord lives from the Energy Atlas page where people can come in the Discord and talk or something like that. We'll find something else for that. We can't go live from that page no more. But we are on Twitch, we are on Ralph DaWise, and we are on 2 pages on TikTok. So we're still pushing for a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? I ain't worried about my teeth. Look, teeth move around. That's what they do. When you lose a tooth, some teeth move around. You know what I mean? Some teeth try to hide behind other teeth. You know what I mean? I'm not mad in the direction that my teeth chose to go. You know what I mean? Uh, Everything has a story to tell, even your teeth. My teeth has a story to tell, but I'll let my teeth tell that story when the time comes. Right now, we telling other people's stories. Okay? Like 607 Unc and the situation that took place with him. Let's listen.
But look, let me tell you. Let me finish. But let me tell you though, when you go wrong, I always get on here and always tell niggas, don't let this internet get a nigga, because the internet gonna get you. Remember, you trying to get views. You playing, nigga. I'm gonna try to get your body. Nigga. I don't want the views. I want your body, them views. But the thing I'm saying is this, cuz when you on here, cuz, and you on here with certain people, bro, cuz, and you just talking, don't let it trick you in the back, because believe me, cuz, when I catch you, cuz, or I see you somewhere, cuz, it's on. We ain't doing no talking. I come straight in. You tell me, I ain't taking no picture, nigga.
Yeah.
Taking no picture, nigga, until we holler.
Yeah.
First thing I tell you, you're gonna die here.
Oh, come on, gang.
Come on, gang. Let me say this. Oh, I came for it.
Now, the reason why I want to discuss this particular thing is because this was like a setup. This was definitely like a setup. Adam was not there. Adam booked the time slot for 607 Unc to be there. He called for extra, told him that he'll be, holding the whole show. Like, this was a setup. Even 607 Unc said, where's the list at? Where's the docket? Where's the subject matters to talk about? They was like, well, we didn't get one. He said, yeah, because I was the subject matter. I'm the topic. Y'all wanted me to come in here for him to be seen on live, beating me up, crash out, whatever the case may be. You got 50 Crips in here standing around with guns, and he's sitting here beating on the table, yelling at the top of his lungs. He already knew that it was something. That's why he said, man, I work for God, man, because he already knows. He be saying some stuff and be acting crazy, but 607 Unc, he knows. He knows. He's down here playing the role of crazy. He's playing that role because that's what y'all are attracted to. But at the same time, he's putting a lot of information out there. He's putting a lot of stuff out there. So that's why you're looking at it like this. You're looking at it and you're not truly understanding exactly what you're seeing, because he's playing a role of, someone who's just spilling out information, who's just talking, running at the mouth, who's rambling, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? The things that he's putting on himself is because he don't care about his image. He don't care about his pride, right? So when he run into these situations where he's got to change up, right? This is the change up. He acts accordingly in that space. That's why he said, man, you got all those people with you. You doing all of this beating on the table stuff, right? And it's only because you looking for a viral moment. Your mind is institutionalized. So therefore, you'll gladly go back to jail. That's why, 607 Unc. And you got to remember what 607 Unc said about 4K Extra. He said he got hit 4K Extra, when he was locked up, because 4K Extra told a story about how he knocked somebody out and then somebody put peanut butter on that person, Regents, right? So Unc said if he stayed in there for it, then he did it. You know what I mean? Then he was a part of it and he did it too, right? So Adam 22 sets up 607 Unc by, first 607 Unc thought he was working for No Jumper, right? But then he come into work and here's the situation, right? That's a setup right there. You know that these people operate on pride and ego. You know that 607 Unc tarnished this guy's ego. So why would you put them in front of each other like that? That's called a setup. And he went on vacation when he did it. Whack 100 made sure he wasn't there. All the the right people made sure they wasn't there so they can what? Plausible deniability. I ain't had nothing to do with that. I wasn't there. I ain't even know that show was take. Look. I'm just worried about when it's my turn to be on there. Every Thursday, this day. They all keep on doing this shit. And they keep on setting people up. Y'all don't see what's going on? This ain't just happening in the Jaguar right sector. This just ain't happening right here. Look at the Ray Jays. Look at the Orlando Browns. Look at what's going on. I need y'all to open your eyes. It's happening all around us. Y'all go make sure y'all follow Ralph DaWise on YouTube. Ralph DaWise on YouTube. Go subscribe. We're live over there. You know what I mean? There's so much going on. I feel like we everything ain't meets the eye type stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's so much going on. It's like, yo, we gotta pay attention. We gotta open our eyes. We gotta do more, And it's crazy because we watching it and we just looking at it as entertainment purposes, but these is real people lives, real people going through stuff, right? We got so much stuff that we gonna talk about today. Just stick around. Make sure you stick around. We got so much stuff we're going to talk about, from the connection of everything in our history to us being in the Aquarius sky to everything that's happening on YouTube. You can see the same thing happening on TikTok, some of these other platforms. You're watching it and maybe you don't really understand what it is that you're watching. Maybe you don't really understand what it is that you're seeing, right? This battle of ego and pride where everybody is just battling. I think Shamar was in an internet beef with the Uranian military, Urane's military. He's sitting there talking crap to them. Think about that. They supposed to be in a war and they sitting there beefing with a content creator. That's strange, right? So a lot of stuff is happening right in front of us and we just ain't opening our eyes to it. Trump said that, this was like a planned out, strategic, thing. He said that I guess it was Iran or Israel got mad because one of the missiles did not get, knocked out the sky or something, and they started bombing some more. So he was like, these are effing idiots who been beefing with each other so long that they can't even see, like, yo, that's crazy. He said that they were supposed to stretch it out over a period of like 12 months or something like that, and they just unloaded all of the stuff in one, like, he's like in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck? Where's the schedule at? That's what I'm saying. Like, in my mind, I'm like, where's the schedule at? Where's the I don't think you're still blocked. I'm reading what you're saying right now. Am I still blocked? And if so, why? Anyway, shout out to you, Ralphus. Now, you're not blocked. I think I told you that on Instagram when you sent me a message that you wasn't blocked anymore, and so on and so forth. So I don't know why you're messaging in here when I already told you on Instagram that you wasn't blocked anymore. And but okay. So listen, let's talk about it.
Y'all misunderstand my message. Right? I don't. No, cuz. I don't. I'm a spiritual leader. I'm a prophet of God. All right, cuz. All right. I'm a prophet of God. All right. Everybody, cuz, believe in God. Everybody love God. I love God, cuz. I don't know what's it. But this is the point, though, cuz, right here, though.
Listen to what, 4K Extra say, I love God, right? Now, listen, the following statement does not reflect someone that loves God. He say, everybody loves God. I love God, right? But then he say, I'm coming for that body, right? This is all like, this is crazy. Now, either he was saying this for clout or because you can't, those two things just don't make sense.
Because when you get on there talking, don't mention my name, none. Mention my name, if I catch you and I got a chance after you, oh, I'm booking you. On 40s, I'm booking you. It could be 50 police right there. I'm booking you. I'm getting my man. And that's why should we come in here? Oh, let's take a picture. Never. We gotta holler.
Right.
Me to the back in front of this crib. The other ones, everybody right here in the back. And you just admitted it yourself. But I'm telling you, I'm just playing.
You see that? You see that? That's what he say. Around this crib, everybody that's here. Why? Because he's showing out. He's not there. He's showing out. Look at his mannerism. Look at his activity. He want the energy, because why? One or two reasons. Listen, this is what they do. When they already know the situation is up, they crash out. When they already know the gig's up, they crash out. He knows he's probably on his way back to jail for whatever reason, right? He knows he's probably on his way back to jail. He's only let out for a certain amount of time to create certain amount of chaos, and then once he go to court, he back in. So he literally probably like targeted 607 Unc, just like he targeted, Aaron the plumber. Aaron the plumber said he ain't even trying to hear it, right? That's crazy. And if you are driving in the car to work, if you happen to be driving in the car to work and you need some music to listen to, we do have 2 albums out that's out on Spotify and Amazon and everything like that. One of them is the Love is Love album. The other one is Flip My Dip, the Manipula Dip. And, one of them is the beef track that we put together because we beefing with these YouTubers. And the other one is the Love is Love album. And we're probably going to drop a smaller, 8 album, just mix, music mix, 8 album music mix, so check that out on Spotify. Also, the YouTube page that you can go to listen to it is Atlas Family Music Productions. I think they should be adding it to that either today or it should have been added yesterday. You could check it out on Amazon, other music platforms also. You could check it out. So, make sure you follow us over there. I mean, hell, at this point, you could see we putting out more music than Jaguar. Jaguar is supposed to be the musical person over here, and we producing more music than her. She got cruelty-free music, and we ain't see no free music come out. Shit, we literally putting out the free music. Jaguar might as well sign us the cruelty-free. Matter of fact, never mind. When that shit hit the fan, because she money laundering and some more shit. So never mind. We don't want to be signed to cruelty free. Never mind, Jaguar. We got to talk to Nikki. Nikki, get your ass over here, Nikki. You thought we forgot? See, This is why I say Nikki need to come over here, because Nikki was signed to that Rockefeller deal. You know, Nikki was signed to that, whatever that, platform stuff was, that they were supposed to be doing for the digital stuff. She had got a letter from them saying that she was going to get like $1 million or whatever, but she had to take the deal within 24 hours or something like that. And I don't think she closed out on it or didn't respond in time. And then, they didn't give her the $1 million, So yeah, so Nikki, we need you to join this conversation about this. We need you to take over, the whole interview with what's that lady name that's coming out now? Because Jaguar is gonna mess it up. Jaguar is not an internet, she's an industry spy. She is out here to do just what she's doing. Make it Wayne, make it Wayne. Hey, listen, I know she's gonna be mad. When they hear that international, they gonna be playing that in UK clubs soon. Watch, they gonna be in the UK clubs playing that jam, in the raves and everything. Watch, all I gotta do is get it to the right DJ, and watch, they gonna be playing that song everywhere. It's got a nice little beat to it. It's catchy, and it's simple. Y'all make sure y'all, follow the page, Ralph DaWise on YouTube, man. We doing great things. We doing great things. And listen, they mad. We ain't talked to OKP, but we will try to get in touch with OKP. I know Lady Letitia is probably trying. I think they're going to do an interview. I'm not sure when they're going to set it up, but we are going to, finish our food, if you would. She started this. It's time for us to, unite. You could call it whatever. You know what I'm saying? We can call it whatever, but it's time to show a unanimous, front with this whole YouTube thing, right? I stand with truth. I stand with integrity. I stand with, dignity, a nice sense of moral compass, all of that stuff. And I'm seeing a couple of other people who stand for the same thing. So I'm going to stand with them in this whole thing. And that's why I say we need Nikki over here. That's why I say we need Nikki over here, because Nikki practiced discernment. Jaguar don't have no discernment, and that's why she was able to get caught up. Hold up, we got some people coming up on the tit. Yo, can you hear me? Yo, can you hear me? Yeah, Third Rock, you live.
What's going on, man?
What's up with you? Peace, shalom, namaste.
Righteous. Yeah, I'm just looking around. I didn't realize I hit the request button.
Oh, okay. What was you inquiring about?
Yeah, I'm here to speak. So, I don't know, catch me up to speed, man. We could talk about some higher frequency living. I'm down for that.
I mean, right now with everything going on, I think we're just opening up the floods. I think we're witnessing the rise of the flood right now. There's a lot of knowledge and information coming back. The Schumann resonator is off the chain right now, and a lot of people are putting themselves into an operation of a higher vibration. You can hear them speaking, differently now, trying to have a different level of conversation, or just to be open to a different level of conversation,
I concur. I 100% concur. People are definitely awakening. People are not only listening to their mothers and fathers. They're actually going deeper into things to really understand what it is we're living in. It's a beautiful time to be alive. And you can also see in many ways that other entities that be, or whatever, or however they may exist, try to remove these things from people and out of their experiences to entrap them into some means of false worship, really, whether it be money, false idols through sex, etc. it's powerful, man. It's beautiful, man. Like every single shade of wheat that the Lord has made, it's coming to full fruition. And that's a beautiful thing. Humans are finally having the conversations we need to have to heal one another, to bring each other out of the darkness and not continually move forward with hate unnecessarily and undue bias, which is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why I say, like, in order for us to do this, there's different variations of things that's taking place right now. Some people are out here and they're meant to, go with the whole fight thing, whatever it is. And some people are meant to put the knowledge back into this world. I sit in peace and I aim to put the knowledge back into this world. But that also comes with a fight because you have those who aim to stop knowledge from being put back into this world.
That's for sure. That is for sure.
So the moment that you step out and you start speaking about a certain variation of things related to the universe and connected to the vessel, or however you want to look at it, you can say that there's people who train to search for certain verbiage coming out of people.
In fact, I would like you to elaborate that a little more. That's actually interesting.
Okay, so all right. So if there was someone who taught something great that everyone was a part of, and therefore they, said you can't teach that. If Christ said, look, everything that I could do, you could do and more. The power of the sun, so on and so forth, this universal knowledge that's coming in, because they were trying to figure out, where did Christ get his education from, right? Where'd you learn that, right? So if that's the case, then somewhere down the line, there is a history of people who are trained to seek out Christ's teachings, right? Those what is a representation of Christ's teachings, right? Whether it be chakra systems, the connection to the universe, whatever it is, right? Your enemy knows what they're looking for more than you know what you're looking for. So they are taught to seek out people who are teaching in ways of Christ, and they're taught to make them look a certain type of way, tarnish their character, their image, you know what I mean? Make them look, mentally unstable, so on and so forth. And we're seeing this in a high level right now.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right. But yeah, I mean, man, well said. Well said. You got to look within self, not seek outside of self. And that's a lot of what some teachings will teach you, but there will always be someone or something that will try to pull you from the highest light. And to an extent, I believe, I don't know this, it's a belief, but it's a form of testing. What is your conviction to what you truly see through your senses?
Yes.
Because everything is temporary, everything is always changing. And to be a part of that process is just a beautiful thing, man. That's why I just always carry myself with peace, love, and prosperity. So much a higher narrative for all of us to just vibe better here on this planet. I think utopia is possible for us, man. I really do.
Yeah, I think right now, with the youth that's here and the youth that's coming in, with their ability to think past all the things that we were fearful of. See, we were put in the mind of fear. Like, they're not fearful. Like, they don't care. Like, the same things that we cared about, the same things that we were fearful about, they're not. You can see that in the youth. Like, we telling them, like, you better learn something so you can, get a good job. They like, I don't care. Hey, we sitting there like, you better do this so that way you can learn how to take care of yourself. They like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, they have already picked certain things that they care about and things that they don't care about. And the things that we are fearful of, they are not fearful of.
I mean, if I'm being totally transparent here, I was wild as a kid. I was wild as a teenager, and I had to knock my head into many walls to have those experiences and that depth of emotional intelligence to know right from wrong. Because sometimes these things cannot be taught; they can only be learned through self and experience and reflection. You know, and I appreciate the Most High for truly keeping me out of the depths of the worst through my stupidity. But I believe a lot of these young people, they've had the stage set for them to live and pronounce themselves in these ways. And it is up to us, a lot of us, to try and guide them to not become self-destructive. I mean, as any elder of any village of any point in time, that's always been the job, is to pull them back into knowledge and not go into the jungle or the desert foolishly and not be aware of the serpents and the scorpions that sit there, the jaguars and other predators that may do cause harm to them and us as a tribe, you know. So it all goes full circle. It all goes full circle. Like I know a lot of young people that I personally have influence on, and I pull them back into getting back into the body, back into the mind. Get out the phone, get out the screen, read a book, take the time to work on your handwriting, take time to work on yourself, take time to work on that relationship with your mother. I know she's upsetting you. I know your father's upsetting you, but what you need to do is look past. And of course, that also comes with correcting some parenting styles, because those parenting styles are based on biases that are easily based out of anxiety and fear, lowest chakra. And those parents need to learn to accept and allow the child to breathe and make strides for growth. You cannot expect perfection out of anyone, let alone a child. And I believe just it takes a village to teach. It takes a village to raise anybody, you know. And some of these children that act out in the worst ways are the most isolated.
Absolutely. But that comes with the level of understanding that, you know, each one teach one and we're all in it together, because we have to observe the environment that they are being raised in. It's not the same that we were being raised in. I mean, we rode bikes, had snowball fights, threw rocks at cars, and, you know, figured out how to, you know, whatever. But now they're in a whole different environment, to where as though you're watching different variations of things take place on social media, to where our kids are getting lost in it, right? Someone else is corrupting their mind to make them believe reality is almost. I watched the kid literally go out and literally do a wave like he was on Roblox. In reality, he went out and did it like, and I'm looking and I'm just like, yo, but that's how they are taught to look for friends on Roblox. On Roblox, you go and you stand on the screen and you wave like this, and then the other people around see that you waving and they come befriend you. He was doing this in real life at a park.
You're right. You're right. I mean, I'm not sure the age, but we did have kids running around in high school like Naruto.
That's what I'm saying. You remember that Naruto run that the high school kids was doing? I had a friend who ran like Naruto, like that was his run. Like he really thought, and we were in high school, and he thought that man, I run so fast like that. Because I would ask him, like, bro, why you run with your arms out like that? He talking about Naruto, like, okay. And I watch Naruto because I know I'm in that field. You know what I mean? Like I did the whole Dungeons and Dragon, Magic the Gathering, you know, Pokemon card. You know what I mean? But in a sense,
find good truth within them things, you know, honor, friendship, resilience through character. There's a lot of good things.
When they added that shit to the basketball game, that's when everybody started doing it. When they added it to NBA, and they was running around trying to get to, you know, spots faster. They were like, man, that Naruto run get you to the spots faster. They be leaning forward with their arms out. I'm like, man, that is crazy.
Yeah, but it's all a scope of influence. You know, for some people, it's their own creative way. But I agree with you. It's weird. Let's just call it what it is. It is weird for a kid to interact in real life as though it were a video game. Like, that is not a normal human pose that you would do in order to encompass anything.
But they don't have nobody teaching them the separation of the two.
That's true.
Think about it. We pretended like we was dinosaurs at one point. You was a dinosaur at one point. Don't play.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we all learn and express ourselves, but like inevitably at some point we teach the kids. You know, and everybody's gonna have their own trends. They're gonna have their own spots of memory, but we need to ensure that within our families, at least our scope of influence, we need to be the ones that these kids pay attention to the most. Like, I get on people's behind in my family, particularly, like, man, get them out the screen. You want to talk about you standing here talking about behavior, but you're not in there teaching them behavior. You're not going outside with them. You're not interacting with people with them. Why are you talking to me when they need to be a part of this conversation too?
Mm-hmm.
And it does have effects. It's taken me years, but like, it's beautiful to see just what that sphere of influence has just created in just my circle. I can't tell everybody everything, but you as a being have power to create and destroy things from around you, and to just approach things from that higher mind and vibration to influence. Know that you have an influence and you try to make it the best. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling on at this point.
No. You're absolutely right though. But see, what you're saying is through the exemplary measures of your influence, realizing and recognizing that no matter how small of a collective you might build around you, you are influencing. You know, you don't have to be a content creator. You don't have to be, some type of persona or great image. Like, every small person is a influencer, because through a reflection of you shows what it is that someone should carry, or how it is that someone should carry themselves. Right? So you're influencing someone whether you want to believe it or not.
Yep. That was my exact point. Absolutely.
Now it's how do we get everyone to realize collectively that we are all shaping the direction of this world by the example that of which we lead. How do we get them collectively to see that? And it's not saying that it has to change their way of life or their religion or anything like that. Like, we're just saying, like, yo, we're all in it together, and therefore we collectively should do better or want to do better for one another.
Absolutely true. That's the way. I mean, what better way can that be said, really? That was well said, bro. Well said.
But I think we're moving in the right direction. There's a lot of different activity that's going on right now. I think within the next couple of months, I think the end of July, going into August, there's going to be a high level wave of vibration coming from the Atlantic Ocean. And I think, like, once people realize what's happening, like, there's really a beacon that's going off. Excuse me.
Can I pause you for a moment?
I'm sorry.
I've seen something on that. I didn't take the time to confirm it. I heard that, like, scientists did see a pulse coming out of the Atlantic Ocean. Can you let me know what's going on with that?
I can't really speak on it too much, because then it would be, misinformed. But let's just say allegedly, supposedly, if you look up, like, the Black Sun or the operation of the Black Sun, then you will see that there's a Black Sun that is actually pulling in intent. So it's pulling in the intent of this world, and it's letting off a beacon, and our sun is picking up the frequency from that, and what we're reading is the response that the sun is given from that original marker point, which is on the other side of the planet, and we can't, you know what I mean? So allegedly, supposedly, there is a
I don't know anything about that at all, but that almost sounds like cosmic judgment to me.
but that's what I'm saying. Like this is what the solar flares are giving back. So when the solar flares are happening, that is the response from that original beacon, which is, you know, and the response from that is what's happening with the solar flares, and which in response is creating whatever it is inside of us that's making us get right. Correction, cosmic correction.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, what struck me was the word intent, is that it's scanning our intent in vibration. And to me, that sounds like anytime you're scanning for anyone or anything's intent, you're automatically trying to gauge something about what it's about to do, whether it be good or bad. It's judging. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything about it, but that sounds interesting. I gotta look into that.
Yeah, definitely look into it, because I was shocked like when I was reading it, and I was like, okay, so because you know everyone is talking about the solar flares, everyone is talking about what's taking place with the solar flares and the measurement of it. You know, they're measuring it, you know, they're looking at the time of which is taking place, which is an ironic time because it's roughly between 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock in the morning, which is considered to be sleeping hours. But somewhere in there, there's also a saying that the veil is thin around 3 in the morning. So that's also interesting. And, you know, the fact that it is affecting our mental in a sense is also interesting. And then the fact that there's a signal that's coming from the other side of our planet. How long has that signal been coming from the other side of our planet? Especially with them just now telling us that, you know, aliens are in our ocean, and we only explored, you know, 10% of our oceans. That's with sonar, but we're 70.
They tell us, though. Oh, God. They tell us they only explore 10%.
No, they only explore 10% because they can't go too far, because the pressure on top will create, you know, a combustion or whatever, to where as though you will crush yourself from the inside. So you can't go more than, I think, 5,000 leagues or whatever it is. They already test.
No, I agree with you on that, but I'm saying, like, they say we only use 10% of our brain.
Ironically, we only explore 10% of our oceans, and ironically, we only use 10% of our brain. Okay.
We don't. I'm sorry.
They say they use within within the 10%. They say the whole brain is functional, but that we're only using within the 10% of it. They say, you know, certain variations or degrees are actually cut off. Now Einstein was using 13 to 15%, and that made him a genius. I don't know. If you go back and watch the movie Lucy, according to the understanding of that movie, then once you come into a realization that all things are consciousness, and you are conscious, and you become, you know, conscious of that, there's, you know, certain levels of development or dimensions that might open up in the brain that will allow you to connect with all things, according to the movie. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm kind of having three stooges of the brain right now. I kind of want to. There's so many things I want to. Man, so if you look at MRIs and you look at brain activity when people are inside these that damn mocap thing that they put on their heads, where they see the firing synapses of the pathways, the neural pathways, we can use more than 10% of our brain. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's some 3%ers out here. They're just not fully using the mind to its full ability. I mean, just basic observation skills. But what I'm really trying to say here is that I'm sure there's people who only use 10% of their brain, but for the most part, we humans are using 100% of our brain. When we don't use those brain cells, they lose neural connectivity, ultimately creating holes in the brain, similar to PTSD. When people have extreme cases of PTSD and you look at their brain scans, they literally have holes in their head. So, I mean, for the biomass of what the brain would be, is that person with PTSD using 100% of their brain for all of the 100 brain cells that they may have.
Okay, now let's speak about the holes. The holes are cutting you off from using you, or let's say activating, or let's say even though they might be using 100%, 100% of it is not active.
But there's a hole. There is no connections. There's no neurons. There's no brain cells. So
no, but listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Certain variations of your brain are active in your sleep state, and certain variations of your brain is active in your awakened state, right? Now, if one was using the whole percentage of their brain, one would know or understand how to activate both stages at the same time.
I got you. I'm understanding now.
If the chemicals wasn't in balance with inside of us, we would have more knowledge of how to activate this through whatever secretion that it is that we used to know that we don't no longer know.
I'm understanding. I know what you're saying. So with the human brain, we don't use 100% of it all the time. It's not constantly on, right? Like similar when you said when you go to sleep and you fall into REM and you start to dream, you have secretions, certain hormones that activate during that time. You, or just one as anyone, you don't, like when you're speaking linguistically, you're not using the mathematical processes of your brain. But then when you start to process math, you
Right.
you know, it's just like a car. You use 100% of your car, but you're not always driving with the windshield wipers on. You don't always have the headlights on. You're not always cranking the radio, but you are still using 100% of the vehicle for what it needs to be used for at that moment of time.
Okay. So even with that level of notion, right? Even with that level of notion or understanding, we can say that there's a percentage that is being, blocked. Therefore, you're not activating every part that you should. You don't have full activation of those neurons and so on and so forth. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. That's what I was alluding to earlier when I was saying that I do know some people.
Look how she keep on messing with Lucy.
Parts of their brain.
She just keep on doing
observation. It. Observation could just be one of the most key details right there. There are some people that had names are right in front of their face, but they are oblivious, which could be confusing to a lot of people. But you can tell that they are in a lower state of consciousness, and as you raise your consciousness and your awareness, your brain and your heart frequency, because your heart also has memory cells. It also has there's other parts of the body that has memory cells, and it all fires off in one thing. Like a lot of us, we try to separate things constantly, like we're constantly compartmentalizing, but sometimes we truly do forget it is just one thing, similar to a cell into a whole body.
Okay, so let's say there's fluids, variations of fluids that is pumping through the brain. And the only way to get these fluids to change from this portion of the brain to that portion of the brain to that portion of the brain is basically wheels that are in the brain that are considered, parts of the brain and they are turning, and they are moving this fluid that is coming up your spinal cord from this part of the brain, which is considered to be your reptilian brain, right, or your lizard brain, and it is moving it to this part of the brain, which is your mammal brain, you know what I mean? And then it's moving it to this part of the brain. And this is where you can say you're firing on all cylinders, or your neurons are more activated. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we used to know a way to move these chemicals around the brain, maybe going from a fluid to a gas back to a fluid. I'm not sure based off the operation, but they understand a level of operation that puts us in this state of being. Survival, only the strong survive, whatever the case may be, me before you, all of that. But if we were in, yeah,
it's a form of witchcraft they put on us, like the chakras. They align, and that's one of the key ones, because they don't want you to have that full neural connectivity. See, they want you to think that these things are separate.
well, because in this one, you got to remember they're playing with the chemicals in this part of the brain, right? This part of the brain is where your emotions are at. This part of the brain is where your habits are at, your attachment, so on and so forth. So if you manipulate this part of the brain, your limbic fluids, your limbic system, right? If you manipulate that part, operation of the moon, whatever you want to call it, then ultimately you keep pushing them back down into this part, which is survival, fight or flight, so on and so forth. So as long as someone doesn't have emotional intelligence, discernment, whatever you want to call it, right, they're going to be trapped and keep on getting pushed back to this way of thinking, which is flight or flight, fight or flight. You get what I'm saying?
But do you know the key? Everybody got the key. If you can control your breath, you can control your panic. You control the reptilian response to fight or flight. Through breath work, it's how you come out of your root chakra. That's how you come up into your sacral. That's how you come into your solar plexus.
It's a little bit more than that. It's a little bit more than that, because it doesn't matter how much you breathe. If you still worried about your bills, you could take all the deep breaths you want. If you still worried about your house getting broken into, you could take all the deep breaths you want. If you still worried about, you know what I mean? So it is a part of the manipulation of keeping us in that. I got to go to work. I got to feed. I got to do this. So part of that work is a part of, because that's the shadow work part. You know what I mean?
Do you fear death?
Death is not, I mean, the unaliving process, and we got to watch saying that word, but I don't know what that word is, not in my vocabulary, because it's not real. It's not something that's real. The unaliving process is not real. So you can't,
That just saved us so much conversation. Thank you kindly. So when you pull yourself out of that fearful vibration, all these bills, oh, I got a gun in my head.
Whoa. You're using certain like, listen. If you want your page to get taken, then by all means go feel free and use all of these variations of verbiage that will strike the algorithm. But if you just now said that saves us and eliminates us from conversation, why did you still go into that conversation that you knew we was eliminated from, due to the fact that I don't believe in that? So the unaliving process is not real, right? The concept of keeping us in this fleshful state of ending is a fear, to say that we come to an end, right? I know that, we are in a world of knowledge, and knowing that my soul, my spirit, and the energy that is inside this vessel will always reincarnate, whether it be in another vessel or another creation of a vessel, whatever it is. But now we're not talking about me particularly, right? Because I am one individual amongst the minds of a multitude, right? So when we're speaking on platforms, there's a universal language, right? that universal language requires you to keep people out of fear. Right now in the Aquarius sky, your words are very important because you're binded to your words now. Your word is your bond now. You know, so if you speaking certain variations of negative or speaking them, you are placing them in the minds of people, and you are not taking your own vibrational frequency accountable for those actions. And the universe is requiring us to change our level of verbiage. If you notice, Call of Duty didn't start banning language until 2021. So you have to remember, everyone knows that, you know, we can't be in that negative vibrational frequency with our words anymore. But certain people are not using their words properly to keep other people out of low vibrational frequencies. Now, yeah, they're telling their self, like, I don't let these low vibrational frequencies get to me, so on and so forth. But if you're having a conversation about low vibrational frequencies in a collective space, then you're required by cosmic laws to keep your vibrational frequency within a level of understanding for the collective, because everybody's not on the same page. Now, if it was me and you just talking, then yes, we can have all those conversations. Why? Because we both seem to have an understanding where we know how to put the boundaries within inside of ourselves to not take on the energies that come with the conversation. Do you get what I'm saying? But
That was well said, bro. Well said. And again, retouch. I apologize. This is my first time ever speaking on these platforms. I usually avoid them. I'm not sure how I chimed into this. I'm gonna just take it as maybe it was supposed to happen, you know. But what I was trying to refer to earlier, and I am going to mind my speech.
just use unalive. Just say unalive process.
Righteous. So the breath work is what keeps you out of the lizard brain, the mammalian brain. It is what connects the entire higher consciousness, the third eye, crown chakra, and it comes from the top down. Breath work. You can use, and like you were stating, with lower vibrational beings and entities, and being conscious of that, not to speak negatively to them. But you must, if you want conscious clarity, if you want Christ consciousness, if you want you know, that I don't know what you can and can't say on these. Can I say the word ecstasy?
No, because then they might refer to it as a substance
of great joy and bliss.
Yes, emotional great joy and bliss. You could definitely use words like that.
Yeah. So, in all essence, what I'm trying to say is, breath work is how you control the nervous system. It's how you control the heart, the lungs. It's how you control the plasma that flows through your body, because we exist in many different ways. We have physical, water. We have fire within us, plasma, electrical circuits. This transcends into an electromagnetic field. You can increase the electromagnetic field through breath work, increasing your magnetivity, your attraction. Some people have been misguided by the law of attraction, but with the right search, you can find your nirvana here on this planet before transcending to the next capsule.
Okay, so what you're saying has part truth, and it's, there's more to it than breath work. And here's why I say that, because there is a level of fermentation that has to take place within inside the body that turns a liquid into a gas, and that gas rise above inside the body. This is the Yahweh Ha of the vessel. This is why we are considered alchemy, and alchemy takes place inside of us with the elements that we put inside of us. At one point, people had a level of discipline where they didn't even swallow the solid foods. They would chew it up in their mouth and then take in the fluids and the liquids from it, and then the solids they would not take in, right? So this created a system of not having bowel movements, right? So this was a different process back then, a higher level of discipline one had over the vessel, right? To understand how to rise in the ascension process. There were people who, rose so much that they literally was eating air, getting food from the sun type stuff, right? But if we're looking,
I'm sorry if my notification messed up anything.
oh no, you're good, you're good. So this was the level of discipline one must have over the body, is to have a level of control over the digestive system, right? So when you start eating fruits, it turns into fructose. This fructose is fermentation. Fermentation turns into a gas that rises in the body, right? People who eat fruit, they find themselves belching more, right? But people who eat lower things, they find themselves, passing gas more. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So
I went vegan for a while, and it caused me to get candida overgrowth because I ate a lot of fruit and fermented sugar and high starch and high carbohydrates. So I definitely understand what you're saying, is that these things can transcend. It's not all about breath work. You also need to pay attention to your diet, quality of air, quality of everything around you, nutrition, how much sunlight are you getting? All of these chemical processes all transcend through alchemy to make you a better being or a worse being.
And see, here's the thing, we don't want anyone to take this conversation and say like we're judging, because good or bad does not exist, right? Whatever it is that we experience individually is for our individual experience of growth for the collective. So we're not saying or shunning or trying to downplay anyone's experience of life. I think what we have to come to the realization is that we are all multi-dimensional beings sharing a human experience, but we allow the human experience to become us. And when the human experience become you, you get lost in feelings and emotions. When you allow yourself to think above the human experience, you separate the things that come with that human experience. So I know that I come with feelings and emotions and a bunch of other stuff, but I also know that I come with a mystery of endless possibilities that allows me to have a connection with others that is beyond any level of explain or there's no measurement to it. It's unexplainable, the connection that we actually have with one another. This is why, our interaction in the stores are different than our interactions sitting in the car by ourselves. Not interactions, even our thinking process increase when we're around one another. Yes, you might not be thinking the right things. You might be thinking, watch my purse, look out for this. This person looks suspect, that person looks this. But your thinking process surely increases. Just being in conversation, you are increasing in different levels or variations of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But, man, brother, it's been fun talking with you, bro. I gotta get back, start doing functional for the day.
All right, I gotta get back over on YouTube and finish talking crap.
But peace, love, and prosperity, man.
Love is love, man. Namaste to you, man. If anybody want to know what namaste means, it is the God in me recognizing the God in you, saying that we all are going through the same thing and we all experience this thing, thing together. And when I recognize the God in you, I recognize the light, the love, and the laughter within inside of you. Because laughter is good.
I would say Peace, love, and prosperity.
Absolutely, I say. So yeah, YouTube. So we need to get Nicki Minaj over here, right? We know that things are going on. Certain variations of truths are coming out, right? If I'm not mistaken, we should get an update on this Diddy trial. And like always, we like to put ours in, cartoon form or fashion. So with the closing arguments coming up Thursday, we are going to get into our final closeout. I think the defense of Diddy had no witnesses to call, not even character witnesses, no character no friends popped up to say, Diddy's a good person. Usually you can get character reference witnesses and get them to come up and say, Diddy's a good person, he's a good guy, we never did this, but with everything coming out, none at all popped up. But okay. So I think that the defense closing argument is going to be more so based on the the disinformation that's been going on the internet, all of these mix up of stories between Ali Carter, Jaguar Wright, Lamisha Fuller, Legina Golds. All of these different things are going to play a major part in the defense, and it could lead to a mistrial or some sort of pushback, because right now there's so many different, this is being talked about on so many different levels, and I think it was more streamers out there than it was actually like news reporting, whatever. So it should get interesting. Thursday, they do their closing argument or whatever. I think it's scheduled for Thursday. So we'll see, what comes out of that. And like I said, well, we're going to put it in a nice little skit like this.
The Wise Man's Fable, The Clout Chasers, and The Courtroom. In the kingdom of YouTube, the first week of the trial of the decade stirred up not just truth, but the rats, roaches, and roasters of the algorithm. While the victims shared their horror under oath and the courthouse pulsed with history, a separate stage was being built far away, outside the courtroom, in basements, bedrooms, and borrowed studios, where fringe characters danced for relevance like it was rent week. From his peaceful hut beneath the algorithm tree, the wise man watched. Let's see, he mused. Who's performing this week? Oldie Locks. She entered the scene in full dramatic cosplay, donning braids that hadn't been redone since the Bush administration, and declared, I am the press. Hobo Central News will give the real story. But her reports were about herself. She spun tales of her own talent, trauma, and triumph. When asked about the victims on the stand, she said, I relate because I too am misunderstood and famous adjacent. Flanked by two sweaty security guards who looked like the only running they did was from accountability, she launched into attacks. Not on the accused, but on a young black content creator who was actually in the courtroom. Her shoes were cheap, her wig synthetic, her makeup was giving Party City. She sneered. What Oldie Locks couldn't critique in substance, she dragged in appearance, exposing her own envy in every syllable. She had no facts, no quotes, no notes, just vibes and venom. I invented courtroom coverage, she huffed. And if I didn't invent it, I made it trend. Red Flag Raven. Meanwhile, far from the courthouse, Red Flag Raven sat in her low-resolution lair, wrapped in a headband wig and cluttered in chaos, broadcasting to her loyal panel of 4.5 followers and 100 moderators. She wasn't weeping this week. No, she was begging. Cash at me if you hate Oldie Locks. Super chat if you think Wolf Coochie is soft. Like and share so I don't get shadow banned. Again, between every 5 minutes of PayPal requests, she ranted about the trial, but knew absolutely nothing about the actual case. She mispronounced names, confused timelines, didn't know the names of key witnesses and why they were there, and referenced TV episodes as legal precedent. Her knowledge of history back in the 90s during the civil rights movement or whatever, when Pac was with Death Row and Harriet Tubman dropped the mixtape, Her panel nodded in agreement. Her viewers didn't care for facts. They came for noise. They cheered her on like a drunken cheer squad with no team, no field, and no clue. Wolf Coochie. After a public breakup with Oldie Locks that lasted all of 17 hours, Wolf Coochie claimed he was taking a break from drama. But here he was, spotted wandering the streets, AirPods in, ego up, giving live commentary to himself like he was being followed by TMZ. He told fans, "I'm working on real journalism now. I'm directing the coverage behind the scenes," except nobody saw him in the courtroom. Nobody saw his name on any press list, and nobody saw his neck either. It was missing. Again. Big Hungry Cupcake. By midweek, Big Hungry had appeared on a few live streams, telling 4 slightly different versions of how he once secured a mansion party with A-list celebrities. "I was the wall between chaos and control," he said gravely. "I kept everybody safe, except the only evidence of his security detail was a plastic badge from Party City and a track record of saving 2 turkey legs and a cheesecake from harm." He claimed he couldn't talk too much because of pending litigation, but proceeded to talk anyway for 90 minutes. No nuts back from a healing retreat in Brazil where he'd spent time Googling himself. No nuts scrolled through the rising content of others. Creators he disliked were trending. People he smeared were getting super chats. The world had moved on without him. "This ain't right," he muttered. "I am the content." He stared into his webcam, ring light glaring off his forehead. "They think they're relevant? Watch this." And that's when he made the declaration. "I'm going boots on the ground. Manhattan won't know what hit him." But he hadn't booked the flight yet. He hadn't even found clean socks. He just couldn't bear to watch a circus where he wasn't the ringleader. The wise man's closing scroll. "Week 1 ends not with justice," he said, "but with jealousy. While truth trembles in court, fools tremble at irrelevance. Those who talk the loudest about being the real ones often say the least about the real issue." He sipped his tea. The incense burned low. The scroll closed. Moral of the fable. When the spotlight shines on truth, clout chasers panic. They'll lie, beg, bark, and cosplay relevance. But the light reveals what shadows once hid. Week 1 was only the pre-show. Let the court speak, and may the algorithms favor the honest.
You guys see the outcome to that. Even that was said weeks ago. And now you see the algorithm, right? You see the algorithm. Is that not a whole prediction come true right there? Huh? Is that not a whole prediction come true right there? Like just with everything happening in the algorithm? Y'all make sure y'all go check it out on Spotify. Go check it out on the other apps. The album is out. We already called it. We already knew it. And now, let's watch.
My man, my man, my man. You say it on loop like it's part of the plan. Delusional stalker, can't take a hint. You a trick ass, old bad built ass bitch. Lot lizard lurking, smelling like regret. Trying to come for Atlas, girl, place your bet. Bad built.
Go check the album out. Go check it out.
Big rig queen with a brain on E. You chase that man like a damn fiend. Pop a pill, sis, you off your meds. The voices talking, they all in your head. No, somebody check on this chick. She fell for a man who hit reverse quick. My man, it's getting pathetic. He dodging you like bills and credit. My man, Donut don't want you, please understand. Donut don't want you. He wants his number to be covered in doodle. You rode the short bus, never learned the route. Jump in deep waters, forgot how to get out. Gasping, grasping, now you yelling names. Got Atlas in your mouth, girl, stay in your lane. He don't want you, that ain't hate, it's facts. You chasing a ghost with emotional cracks. Back it up, trucker, park in reverse. You need a psych, evolving a nurse. My man, sounding like a broke down fan.
Hey, we really knocked them out the box. Now that I think about it, we really like put a number on their ass. We really knocked them out the box, didn't we? Huh? I mean, dang. We really like.
Lizard lurking, smelling like regret, trying to come for Atlas. Girl, place your bet. Bad built bitch with a stale taco, wilted lettuce between your legs. Big rig queen with a brain on E. You chase that man like a damn fiend. Pop a pill, sis, you off your meds. The voices talking, they all in your head.
We really cooked them.
Somebody check on this chick. She fell for a man who hit reverse quick. My man, it's getting pathetic. He dodging you like bills and credit.
We cooked them.
This one's for no nuts. The fraud, the faker, the coward. Let's go. No nuts, you a threat, that's a comedy skit. Act hard in person, but you never commit. Sniffing that powder, trying to
They
boost
really
your flame,
thought they
but
was
your
about
brain
to.
glitching, lost in the game.
They really thought that they was stopping us.
Fake flexing diamonds, but your jewelry's cold. Mean for
Shout
no
out to the
reason with a
sister
grin
wives.
full of spite, but you fold when it's real, never stand in the light. Low budget
Standing
actor can't
tall.
land apart. Wig on crooked, no soul in your art. Fake tough, fake deep, fake views you chase. You a walking L with powder on your face. No nuts,
We
got
still
charges,
here.
wildin' again. Fake lawyer talking, but can't even
We
pretend.
still here.
Pissed on a queen cause she cut off the cash. Now he crying in DMs looking real trash. Push it out from me, nah, push that plea. You a fraud with a script, no law degree. Big threats, no spine, just powder and cap. You a whole case file in a diss rap track.
We still here. Huh?
Got caught capping, mask slid off. You scream lawsuits, but you
We
bluff too
still
soft. Google all
here.
head, fake docs in hand. Can't spell
Huh?
your name, but wanna take a stand. Crying to fans, begging for bills, but threaten women got zero
We
chill.
still
Acting like you
here.
run the scene, but shiver when it's heat like a dope fiend. Trying to flex woke, say you the one, but you dark in the heart and dumb in the sun. Wigs stay on,
We
coat for days.
still
Say you
here.
chosen, boy, you lost in the haze. Ain't enlightened, just snow in your dome. Got a YouTube
We
glow, but no
still
real home.
here.
Loud on the net, but your soul stay fake.
Talk to
peace,
'em.
live hate. You a walking mistake. Push it out for me, nah, push that fraud. You recycled your look and you front like a god.
Album out now.
GoFundMe for a dream you won't chase. Scamming with catchphrases,
Album
stealing the
out
face.
now.
Fake nose,
Go
fake
check
teeth,
it out.
lies in your grin. You ain't built to win, you just built for sin. SSI checks, but you flex online. Playing like a boss with a squatter's spine. Creators see you and they duck quick. You a mimic, a menace, a habitual trick. Beating old women, bro, you sick. Squatting in homes,
Album
pulling leeching
out
tricks.
now.
HIV housing still acting elite, but you ain't paid rent, just lying in the street. Racist clown, hating your kind. Black man bashing black women online. You harass, you threaten,
Go
you
check
live for
out
the
the
shame.
song.
But karma don't miss and it's calling your name.
Yes. Yes. We cooking. Huh? Our Academy update. Our Academy update. We is on your ass too. The Our Academy update. We is on your ass too. We stand together. So you still want to strike pages?
Maddie the black owl, you found no doubt. Clean your kitchen, girl, take that trash out. Bobblehead moves, always chasing the clout. Talking tough online, but you cry when calls out. You need thick skin, now you're begging for coin. Always playing victim when you step in the joint. We see through the act, don't bark, no bite. You can't dim our shine, we the truth in the light. Wise out, not just hooting stuff up. Throw shots online, now you crying, that's enough. Twisting up the truth, better pack it up. You a fraud with a mic, just acting tough. We don't fold, don't beg, don't chase your clout. We expose the fake, now you're bugging out. No cap, just facts, we bleed that flame. While you rant on YouTube, just begging for fame. Drinking or smoking all day on cam, claiming you deep, but it's all just spam. 3.9 GPA, that's what you display. But every word you drop takes IQ away. Talk circles round logic, flexing with fiction. Book smart maybe, but you lack conviction.
Y'all think we not gonna put y'all in a? Y'all think we not gonna wrap y'all up? We gonna wrap y'all up in a diss track. Y'all playing?
Gal, you found no doubt. Clean your kitchen.
Stop playing. We putting y'all in diss tracks. And your mods over there trying to form their little groups. Y'all see the mods trying to reform their little groups on other pages, hoping Maggie pop up. Maggie, what are you gonna do next? I hope you at least come over to one of our pages. Go to Lisa's page, Maggie. Come over to one of our pages. We don't want you gone. Maggie is not going nowhere. Somebody then came to her and said, Maggie, you can use my email if you want, and you can just make a new page. And then when you make a new page with my email, I'll give you the money if it becomes monetized. Like, that's probably what she's working on now. She realized she can't go over to Twitter and get no likes, followers. She tried it, right? She got about a good 75 something people that might be following her around doing the little things, and they might just be multiple accounts. So she might have 15 people with 3 different accounts that looks like 45 people, and they're moving around trying to make it seem like she's a wave. Or no, we need you back in your coop. Get back in your coop. Go check the Flip My Dip, the Minute the Dip album out. It's on Spotify. Flip My Dip, Manip Dip.
I see you flip my dip the game. Yeah, well, you the only one to blame. Tell the crow she won't be twerking. All the lies you told ain't working. In your chat, them swords be lurking. Ready to chop your Birkin. We can see you playing lambs, but you built your shit on scams. Playing victim to make it rain. Now you swim in the sea of pain. Now stay in your lane. Yo, chat better make it wane. Yo, chat better, yo, chat better, yo, chat better make it wane. Stay in your lane. Yo, chat better make it wane. Yo, chat better, yo, chat better, yo, chat better make it wane. You've been swinging the biggest wrench, then you hide behind your wrench. The universe gave you a sign. It's why your channel's on the line. Love is not a joke. You should have thought before you spoke. Acting like you better than woke. Now you're choking on the smoke. If you don't want the wrong words to leak,
let me say this.
The gap before you speak.
Let me say this.
Now stay in your lane.
I understand it now.
Yo, chat better make it wane. Yo, chat better, yo, chat better, yo, chat better make it wane. Now stay in your lane. Yo, chat better make it wane. Yo, chat better, yo, chat better, yo, chat better make it wane. Less than a year you on the scene. You act like you set the queen. Hiding behind the Haitian flag. Backstab, jag, and lose the bag. You only Maggie, now it's tragic. She a witch, she got that magic. Yeah, she had to flex on you. Your big mouth put that hex on you. Just like a boomerang. Karma came and did her thing. You thought you'd play wise, but your spirals down is no surprise. Your grit was no less than foul. A poisonous snake dressed as an owl. Oh, 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 oh. Now stay in your lane. Yo, chat better make it wane. Yo, chat better, yo, chat better, yo, chat better make it wane. Now stay in your lane. Yo, chat better make it wane. Yo, chat better, yo, chat better, yo, chat better make it wane. Now stay in your lane. Yo, chat better make it wane. Yo, chat better fling some cheddar. Yo, chat better make it wane. Now stay in your lane. Chat better make yo, chat better make it.
We're gonna have everybody bumping this shit. From Canada, to the UK, to the USA. We're gonna have everybody bumping this shit.
Yo, chat better, yo, chat better, out of the valley of the shadow of death.
Everybody gonna be bumping this album.
Milky Way,
You learned the hard way.
Milky Way, Milky Way. Milky Way, Milky Way.
As a build up,
Milky Way, Milky Way.
like Thriller
Milky
right there.
Way, Milky Way.
That's that Thriller vibe to it.
Milky Way, Milky Way. Milky Way, Milky Way. Milky Way,
I'm about to
Milky
go past this to DJ. I might have to hit up the Breakfast Club. Man, especially with that Black Tea Sector. Come on. This the song right here for the Black Tea Sector. Come on, we got our own song now for YouTube, the Black Tea Sector. We got our own song. You know we something when we get our own song. Come on, everybody.
We can serve your tea hot. We can make it ice cold. We can put it in a shot. Or we can make it real bold. Oh, oh. Beef on top of beef. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it's giving messy, real mess. We having
Black
tea.
Tea. Come on.
Won't you come and take a sip?
Come on.
We serving black
Black
tea.
Tea.
But be careful not to
Careful how you
slip.
sip. Come on.
Black tea. Taste the
Go
drama
for
real
TikTok
good.
Black Tea, YouTube Black Tea.
Do you
Hey,
want
listen.
some black tea?
How you like your tea? Huh?
In the YT neighborhood, truth is moving on them streets, but it's caught between them lies.
Talk to it.
Who be grifting, who cheats, who be sending round them spies.
Yeah.
Beef
Beef on top of beef.
all day, every day. Troublemakers put on display. Do you want some
We
black
having Black
tea?
Tea.
Won't you
Come on.
come and take a sip? We serving black tea, but be careful not to slip. Black tea, taste of drama real good. Do you want some black tea?
In the white neighborhood. We're gonna switch it up with TikTok. Well, it's already on TikTok.
You feel me?
Hey, shout out to the Atlas family for producing banger after banger after banger. I mean, listen,
Won't you come and take a sip?
there's no me without you. You know what I mean?
Black tea.
I just want to say, like, you know, Stone Paxton, if you come across our videos, yes, we talk shit about you. We talk shit about Meech, right? But if you guys truly stand with righteousness, then all apologies. You know, if you stand with righteousness, then we sincerely apologize. You know, we, came into your live and you allowed, Just D's and, King World to paint narratives of us, and you reread it in your comment section, and we felt a certain type of way about that. I'm not going to lie to you, because you were, whether you knew it or not, you were unknowingly spreading a lie, so we were upset about that. I was, and I just felt like, wow, you know what I mean? So if you do truly stand, with righteousness, if you truly stand with, peace, then we stand with you too. And we ain't got no hard feelings. And I hope you don't have no hard feelings about any past aggressions or any past statements might have been made towards you and Meech, under the understanding that you were allowing Cleo and Maggie to influence you guys, along with whatever messages on the back end that Just D's might have sent you. We wholeheartedly apologize, and moving forward, we will allow whatever, to be whatever. Okay. Just to clear that up. Right. you know, but and right now, like I said, official King Payne is being attacked by the same person that attacked us. So, we stand with him on the right side of this, and like I said, it's up and it's stuck. We already knew what was going to happen. We already knew that this person was going to play these narratives, these rhetorics, and it was only a matter of time before everyone realized it. We've been saying it, back in February, been trying to point it out, but now that everyone's coming to the realization of it, everyone should be standing together within this, realizing the measure of, what it is that's actually taking place with the negative. Go back into history. They put us against each other. Go back into history. Go back and look at Maggie's history. That's why every time somebody came up on her panel, she say, "Oh, what do you think about this person doing that?" Right? "What do you think about that person doing this?" Right? And then when she was around that other person, she would say what? "Oh, such and such said this and such said that." Right? She tried to put me against Too Strong in them when I went on a panel and they said they would like to work with me. Right? She tried to put me against, she's and it's a couple of other people that's doing that same thing. And this is why I call it the Jaguar effect, because Jaguar put content creators against content creators, did not put content creators against content creators. Maggie put content creators against content creators. Everybody that they were, kicking to the side, we were giving voices to, we were trying to speak up for, yes, all the credit did not go to us. There's other people who did more work, other people who's working hard, petitions, all of that stuff. These are the measurements that we need to go through in order to keep this, the YouTube street safe, because our kids are on the YouTube streets. Our kids are not, doing whatever it is that you think. They are on these applications. They are, on TikTok, they're on YouTube, they're on Twitch, they're on Kick, I think it's about time we learn that. And I think it's about time we get more active. And I think it's about time we stop allowing certain variations of bullying to go on, such as the bullying that, Maggie, the Blackout, is performing, going on other, platforms, tarnishing people's name, image, or brand, that should be, that's diabolical, because you're still doing the same thing that you always been doing. And at this point, it's just very disturbing, right? Because everything that she claimed to know, she don't know. Everything that she claimed to be, she's not. She used every bit of pain to grift off of you people. She used every bit of, and if you actually go look back at her life, you'll see that those things did not take place. She did not, this did not happen to her at the age of 13. This did not happen to her at the age of 15, at 17. I bet you if you talk to her mom, I bet you her mom will tell you that her life story is a lot different than what she painted on the internet, right? And if you go back to the conversation where her mom, was talking in French, her mom told her, that I raised her better than that. She knows, by talking about another Black woman is like talking about herself, and she knows not to do such a thing. So obviously, everything that she's saying is built off of a lie and a fictitious image that she has created around herself in order to grift on YouTube. And that's why they're upset. That's why they're trying to, strike pages, so on and so forth. And, that image that I just showed you, she struck me for that image right there. That image that is created like an owl, she struck me for it and tried to say that I did not alter or change the image, And that's why I said this person is diabolical. She's using fraudulent ways to strike people. She didn't even have a legitimate reason or anything to strike me. She's trying to strike me for that image right there that you just seen, and tried to make it seem like these are images that I created, we created, So she can't strike me for these images, but she's trying to strike me for these images. For these particular images, she's thinking, this is literally, we created this with images that you made on public platforms. Don't you know when you make these images and you put them out on public platforms, it tells you agree to allow public use of these images? So you sitting there agreeing this can get you possibly kicked off of all platforms if they knew that you were using, public images to try to say that people was using private information about you, you know? So however you looking at this, you're losing all around the board. You're showing your true colors, and that's a beautiful thing to us. We're moving on to better and bigger conversations. We're moving on to other things, like we've been doing, talking about the ascension process, growth and development. We still got everything that's going on at the farm. So, y'all tune in for that. We got that going on. We got variations of conversation going on. Once again, we still trying to pull Nikki over here because Nikki got a lot, a Rockefeller ties as far as her being signed to Tidal. Tidal, when Tidal went down, she was given an opportunity to I want to say either have $1 million for the sellout of it or whatever, but she had to make the choice within 24 hours. In which case she might have signed the documents and they didn't give her the $1 million. So she was asking like, whatever. And they try to tell her like the deadline was up or something like that. There was a lot of miscommunication. And this is why, Ray J comes up and he says, let me be your tech, so on and so forth, because he already knew about the deal that fell apart with Tidal, so on and so forth, because everybody was backing away from anything that had anything to do with Diddy and Jay. Like, so at that time, like Diddy and Jay, anybody that might have had anything to do with them, they were telling like people in the office, like, don't mention this person's name, don't say that this person had anything to do with this company, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of things that took place, corporate wise, and what we seen was the world stage of it, So definitely we got to get Nicki Minaj, to come and have a conversation about this. Definitely take over the conversation, that Jaguar Wright is producing, because Jaguar Wright is an opportunist. Jaguar Wright is going to make everything about her. If a victim do come to her, all it's going to do is like a battle of like, anything you could do, I could do better type shit. Like everything somebody say, she's going to be like, yes, and I too been through this and I went through that. And let me tell you the time that, did I ever tell you the time that, Crazy Dallas from South Dallas farted on my neck like that? She gonna do the same thing over and over again, which is grift the energy that's supposed to be going to the real victim. So we don't need her having interviews with these people. All right. Nicki Minaj, come on over and start advocating, and we're going to back you, Nicki. We want you to come over to this sector, shake it up a little bit, and bring that same level of conversation that you do on Instagram Live, you know what I'm saying? And bring that over here, because Jaguar fucking it up, and we can't use a Jag, we can't use that. You know what I'm saying? We could use a Minaj. Everybody can use a Minaj. We can't use a Jag, so we could use a Minaj. All right. So come on over. Oh, I heard a thing on upstairs. Was the clothes done? Oh, look, it's the kitten. It's the kitten.
Yes, I forgot to tell you.
Reset.
No, they're at the top of the stairs.
Okay. I'll get them. So Nicki, you need to come in. We don't care what personality you bring. We don't care, you know what I'm saying, what personality you bring. Just come on through, you could bring what's his name? The one dude, the one personality inside of you, the one that be going off. You could bring him, you know what I'm saying? And you could look at Jaguar like, bitch, you been done, and you done, and the done, and the one. You know what I'm saying? So we just need you over here, to get her gone. All right. So come on over. You know what I mean? And the doors is open for you to listen. All you gotta do is bring the convo. Just bring the convo, Nikki. Just come on over, bring the conversation. And you everything is already scheduled for this. All right. We just asking for our piece of it. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that this is happening right now. And y'all might be looking like, what is he talking about? But y'all know, it's not this week, but I think it was the following week, Nikki's supposed to be taking over the interview, you know. Jaguar Wright's going to cry and complain about how she didn't get this one and how somebody stole it from her and so on and so forth. Y'all know the story that's supposed to play out in this, particular sector of the verse. Y'all know what's supposed to play out in this particular sector of the verse. You know what I mean? It's how you guys reinvigorate yourself. We just, asking Nikki, why you, reaching out to this new audience, which is based off of conspiracy theorists, right? It's a great audience of conspiracy theorists out there. So it's a great time for you to, extend your brand over here to the world of conspiracy, Nikki. I'm telling you, there's a supporting cast over here that is astronomical, right? And that's why they're tapping all into it. So we know that you can branch over, like just trickle into this. You know what I'm saying? Just trickle into it. Come and test the waters, see how it, it comes with a lot of crazies. It comes with a lot of crazy, people that's, we tend to speak on some shit. Don't take what we say, to the heart. All right. But we implore you to come over and join the conversation, because I'm telling you, this is it right here. This is it right here, Nikki. This is how you you don't need no rebuilding. What am I saying? I'm sorry. You don't need no rebuilding. You doing great. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, come fuck with us. Come fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can manifest this within a week's time so we can get on to better things. So once, hopefully we can manifest this within a week and she'll be over here before the weekend, in which case we'll have a great interview and then we'll clip it up and, put it on all platforms over the weekend. And then while I magic by Monday, not only us, but her also broadcast to a greater, collective. All she need to do is give us like a 15-minute conversation. A 15-minute conversation, I promise you, I'll make it look like I talked to her for 2 hours. You hear me? If she gave us a 15-minute conversation, I'll make it look like an hour and a half. You know what I mean? I'm going to spread that sort of Facebook everywhere. You're going to be like, damn, how long you knew her for? You're going to think she was at the crib with me. You feel me? I'm going to make it feel like we knew each other since forever. So come on, Nikki. Come on over, join the convo. Y'all tap the screen and share the live, Drop a gift or two. Drop a gift or two. You know the things that you could do. Share the screen, tap the screen, share the live, like the live, share, drop a gift or two. A heart to do. It don't have to be nothing big, a coin or two. And you can also subscribe to the page if you would like. Please do. I know I could use it. You could too. If you subscribe to me, I subscribe to you. I'm just saying the things that we ought to do. Now, you can keep doing the things that you want to do, and the world is going to keep on moving accordingly. But if we do the things we ought to do, then maybe we can move with loyalty. But in the meantime, in between time, we on your ass, Maggie. We is not playing with you. You think you about to come over here and disrupt this collective and just sit there and keep on playing with feelings and emotions and people's currency and their money and coin, and you think this we had people hold us down long enough. We need a song break. We can't turn back. Huh? Yeah.
You said I'd be a star and go far, but you lied. Instead, you made me do shameful things while you held all the strings, and I cried. It's inconceivable and unbelievable, the type of demon it's given evil and diabolical, so there will be no forgiving. It's time for me to go another way. Get away now, so I'ma let you know. Oh, I'm gonna get away. Get away now. You said it was easy, you were so greasy, I was so blind. You confused me, yes you used me, abused me, toyed with my mind. Inconceivable, so unbelievable, you are the devil. It's given demon, so diabolical, so there will be no forgiving. It's time for me to go.
Like it. Did we do it again? Check out the album on Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio. Hey, you might even find it on Disney. You know what I mean? We everywhere. Huh? They wanted to be famous. Or put you in a track.
So I'ma let you know, I'm gonna get away. Gotta get away now. You told me I would make it, but all you did was fake it. I'm sorry I put all my trust in you. Use me for a mention and save it the attention. You'll pay for everything you put me through. It's inconceivable and unbelievable, the kind of demon it's given devil. You're diabolical, baby, there'll be no forgiving. It's time for me to go another way. Get away now, so I'ma let you know. Oh, I'm gonna get away. Gotta get away now. It's time for me to go another way. Get away now, so I'ma let you know. No, I'm gonna get away. Gotta get away now. Gotta get away now. Gotta get away now.
Hey, we wanna generate some clips, so we gonna end this live and probably restart another one or something, so that way we can be under the 2 hour marker.
There's so much we need to know.
Y'all know what it is, though. We here. You know what I mean? We here.
Add up 1 + 1 get 3.
This is what it is.
Inside you a galaxy, hanging with Mr. Wise. Oh, oh, oh. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. Oh, oh.
They tried it, it didn't work,
Hanging with Mr. Wise.
and we here. You know what I mean?
Oh, oh. I'm lost power in the sun. We're made up of liquid gold. Wise will make your mind unfold. Hanging with Mr. Wise. Oh, oh, oh. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. Oh, oh, oh. Hanging with Mr. Wise. Oh,
I'll explain this to you one day.
I'm hanging with Mr. Wise.
I'll explain it to you one day.
Hanging with Mr. Wise. Oh, oh, oh. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. Oh, oh, oh. Hanging with Mr. Wise. Oh, oh, oh. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. Ralph the Wise. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. Ralph the Wise. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. Ralph the Wise. Fear. When you don't know what you're gonna do, and you're down and out, they're there for you. They be at the spot, they care for you. Or where for you, yeah, they there for you. When you got good news, they win with you. Got your different views, still in with you. They stay with you, every day for you. Through the highs and lows, they stay for you. To feel appreciated and to know that it's real. We're gonna fight every fight as a collective. We're gonna do just what's right as a collective. We're gonna move as one, never quit till it's done. Stay focused and selective, Atlas Collective. Through the stormy skies, they fight for you. When the world denies, they lie for you. They rock with you, on the block with you. Yes, they tick-tock and lock with you.